everyone's ready, I'm going to start the YouTube portion while they make sure they're all set. Okay, welcome YouTubers. We had a slight problem, so we're restarting this match. Unfortunately, you don't know that. It is Any Which Way versus Team Spaghetti Cats semifinals match. Also, there is Team KS versus Fairy Tale tonight too. Not sure if anyone's streaming that, but we are about to get this match started. Just so you know, Any Which Way again is Harsh Logic, Asprey, Winnie, Demonio Gomez, and I Snapple U. And then Team Spaghetti Cats is Polycat, Poktar, Chris's Cereal, Mr. Gulliver, and Jay Light. Magnion is not here tonight. He is at a Blue Man Group concert, so he is having some super fun. So if I am having any problems, I apologize for that. We did already have a couple games go through, and the first ban was Rammus, so we should see another Rammus ban. Let me make sure to show you the screen so you can actually see the picks and bans. Okay, so we got Rammus ban. And then a Shen ban from Team Spaghetti Cats. Shen pretty strong since that patch update. He has been extremely strong and a lot of people like him, so he's been banned pretty consistently. He did have a couple nerfs during the Nautilus patch, I believe, to try to balance it out, but he is still extremely strong on all levels of ELO play. Looks like we have a Morgana ban, and that is, again, not a surprise. Really strong middle champion. Her ultimate is insane, especially with an hourglass to protect her while that goes off. So a lot of people do not like dealing with her. Sorry, I got a cough. So we will see what the next ban is going to be. Just making sure all my stuff is working, that my microphone is actually on. Okay, we're good. And a Shaco ban. Not surprised about that. Shaco, extremely good jungle. He can lane, but mostly we see him jungle. He's extremely well at ganking and map control, so not too much of a surprise. Kennen can be AD bot, AP top, or even AP mid. He's a really strong champion. His ultimate, again, is another one of those big AoE ultimates that people do not enjoy. So, again, a really good ban. If you don't know how to deal with a Kennen, he scales really well. And then a Yorick ban. I'm going to say that's a pretty targeted ban, probably. Yorick is pretty strong on the top lane, but he's an early to mid-game champion. He does not scale well in the late game. His damage falls off, and then he kind of becomes a weird sub-tank. So we're going to say that they ban that because Any Which Way has a Yorick play that they've either seen or they check their match history or something like that. It's not a typical ban. And then it looks like we got a Warwick pick. He just recently got buffed in, I think, a patch, 2 patches ago by now. Either way, he's really strong. He could be either a jungle or a top. Most of the time we do see him jungle, but I believe Any Which Way also likes running him as a top. So we'll have to see how well that goes. Then we also have an Udyr ban, or pick. Yeah, sorry, fail by me. Again, Udyr, really strong jungle or really strong top. He's a lot like Warwick in play style. I think Warwick has slightly better sustain while Udyr has a little better control and damage, though. And we have a Kate. I should probably keep talking about all the different picks and not talk as much about the champions, sorry. Okay, we got a Caitlyn pick, which is AD bot. And then we got a Ari pick. Probably going to be their mid. And then we got a Taric, which is going to probably be that support pick on bottom. And then it looks like we got a Sivir and a possible, let's wait and see if they pick it. Yep, we are going to have a, oh my god, I can't remember that, Janna. Wow. Janna recently, in the last IEM that just passed, actually, I think it's finishing up. Did it finish up yesterday? It's either today or I think it was yesterday. Janna was the strongest support throughout the entire tournament all week long. A lot of people picked it, so I'll have to see how well that works in this one, too. She is extremely strong, lots of control. We also have a Trundle pick and a Ryze pick. And then we'll wait for that last pick. Okay, so Caitlyn, AD bot. Sivir, AD bot. Taric, support. Janna, support. And we got a Tryndamere. Possibly. Tryndamere is really strong. He can be played jungle, but most people like to play him top. We'll have to see if they switch it up, but I am going to guess that he will most likely be a top versus... maybe they may switch that Warwick to top. Trundle's a really good jungle. I haven't seen him top. I think his jungle sustain is a little bit better, so I won't be surprised if we see that Trundle switch with the Warwick and have Warwick top. On the supports, I'd have to say Tarek has a little more control, and he also does have a heal though. So Janna has defensive control and past level 6 sustainability, while Tarek has a slightly better early game sustainability and a little bit of shutdown with that Dazzle. He's a little more tanky than Janna too, so I think Janna's zoning is going to be based off of how well she uses her tornadoes. But Tarek's really tanky, so if he gets out of position, it's not as dangerous as if Janna gets out of position, because she can get blown up pretty quickly. Okay, so yeah, we did see that Trundle switch. So we'll have a Trundle versus Udyr jungle. I would have to say Trundle is a really good ganker, has a lot of speed. I'm not sure how well his counter jungle is. We'll have to see how well it is. I know Udyr's counter jungle is extremely strong. He's also extremely strong at ganking and clearing his jungle. I think is probably the fastest out of all the jungles. So I have to see which way that Udyr goes also for his spec, because he could go Phoenix or he could go Tiger. And we should have the spectate 3-minute delay. Okay, so I get a little while to talk here before we see if the screen messes up. And then we got a Ryze versus an Ahri mid. Now Ryze is really good because most of his items he can scale defensively while still maintaining getting mana. And since he gets mana, he doesn't have to build AP because he has a passive on most of his abilities that give him damage through mana. So I think that's an extremely strong pick. Ahri has a lot of maneuverability, which will help her against a Rune Prison from Ryze, but unfortunately, as the game progresses, Ryze just gets harder and harder to handle. So I think early game Ahri will have a pretty good lead, but if Ryze goes with some magic resistance and like a catalyst building into the Banshee's Veil pretty early, they'd be really strong against that Ahri, so we'll have to see how he decides to build that. On the Warwick on top against Tryndamere, I think Warwick has slightly better sustain, but Tryndamere has a little more damage, at least in the early game and in the late game. I'd say Warwick's middle game might be a little stronger damage-wise just because the sustain is so good. But we do have that annoying ultimate off of Tryndamere where he goes in the like super last stand mode, not going to die, so that could be an issue. Bottom lane, Sivir versus Caitlyn. Caitlyn has really great early game. She has the longest range out of all the AD carries on bottom, so we should see some pretty good zoning from her. Sivir has good farm, though. Her mid-game farm and her late-game damage scale really well, while Caitlyn's kind of falls off in the late game. So we'll have to see if Caitlyn can get a really strong advantage in the early and mid-game while she has that range advantage. Late game potential, I would say that both teams are kind of, pick one person and kill them. Like, there's not a whole ton of AoE. Like there's an AoE slow from that Trundle, and then there's AoE from Ryze. But Caitlyn, she's auto attacker. Ryze, he'll suppress one person. Tarek will suppress one person. So there's a lot of control on any which way side. While Team Spaghetti Cats, like they have a stun, they do have some AoE from their Sivir, and they have AoE from their Janna. But Janna's AoE is all about like pushing people out of the way and stuff, and kind of separating them. So I think that could be pretty good if Janna goes for her AoE to stop all the suppression happening from any which way. We could see if that goes on. Ahri's pretty good at AoE, and Tryndamere does have, like his Whirlwind, but unfortunately he's more about focusing one single target down at a time, kind of doing like the cleanup thing. So it's just going to be a really good game about positioning and getting a really great initiation, and see if you can if Team Spaghetti Cat can kind of have any which way waste some of their initiation and then go in for an attack later on. Ultimates would be really important. Kate's ultimate, we're not sure. We'll have to see how well Team Spaghetti Cat blocks that ultimate, because her ultimate's it's weak in the mid game. Mid game it's okay, but it can be blocked, and then late game, it's really rare to see a really great Kate ultimate. It's almost always blocked by the tank. And it looks like we don't have any problems this time. That's actually awesome, but I'm going to have to fix the start bar here. Sorry. I'm going to have to auto-hide that. There we go. Okay, so no problems. That was really good. Summoner spells-wise, on that bottom we have an Exhaust, Heal, and Double Flash for Caitlyn and Taric. So Taric with the Stun Exhaust to be really strong, and then the Heal for Caitlyn for her to fix any kind of harass or bad positioning on her part will really help. And then on the other side, we have it switched where the Exhaust is on the AD carry and the Heal is on the support. So that means Janna will be able to heal herself, and some of that healing will go to Sivir, but it's not going to be all of it. So I think they're going to be worried more about Sivir doing the initiation and Janna kind of like coming up with the saves and stuff and using that heal on Janna to make sure that if anyone happens to catch Janna in a bad position, she'll be safe from that because she's probably the most gankable on that lane. She does have a flash though. She does have her ultimate. She does have a tornado, and she's pretty fast. So I won't like. She's not super gankable, but she'd be the one with the lowest health on that lane, so she could be bursted pretty quickly, and that's the real danger there. So that heal will hopefully help. In the top lane, we have a teleport on Warwick, and we have a exhaust on Tryndamere. So 5-person dragon for any which way, while a 4-person unless Tryndamere runs down for Team Spaghetti Cats. We'll have to see how well they work that out. We'll have to see if they have dragon timers going down, but that won't happen for a little while here. So, and then I believe in mid lane it was just flash ignite and flash ignite. So not too much of a surprise there. In jungles we're both flash smite. Got a good look, have fun from Trundle, and it looks like we got some positioning around blue for Team Spaghetti Cats. And any which way, also positioning for blue. Udyr probably going to do wolves first and then go into blue. Looks like Warwick going up a bit more. Now, I know that Udyr mid-game isn't too... he doesn't need his blue a lot, so he'll be able to feed his blues to middle, but his early game blue is pretty important, and Trundle's the same way. Early game blue, pretty important to make sure to clear the jungle quickly, and then in the mid and late game, he does not need that blue so much, so we should see Ryze being fed that blue in the middle there too. We got some positioning down here for protection from red, and we got Tryndamere up top protecting his red. We will see how the leashes are going to go. Got about 20 seconds before wolves and race spawn and a whole bunch of random pings. Not sure if that's just trolling or, probably just trolling.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, so everyone playing it safe. Looks like we got Kate and Taric moving back, going to take golems. They're going to take those because by the time that Trundle gets down here, those golems will have respawned and he can pick those up again. So we got wolves picked up from Udyr. Looks like that he got some good help, so he didn't take a whole ton of damage. And Trundle, again with his passive, he heals himself every time he kills minions and neutral creeps, so he has a pretty safe jungle. So we got a leash on blue and another leash on blue. Really great leash on that Udyr, making sure he's taking as least damage as possible, knowing that Trundle, he has this probably the safer jungle, but unfortunately his blue did reset because of the glitch. So he's going to have to take a little longer, and it looks like Udyr will get ahead from that. Probably not super ahead, though. Trundle's a really quick farm, so we'll have to see if Udyr can actually capitalize on that. On top lane, we have Tryndamere and Warwick going at it, slowly last hitting. That'll probably pick up a little later. And then on bottom, looks like we got a little bit of damage already thrown out. It looks like Sivir did hit some Boomerang Blade pretty good. And we got a ward from Taric in the river. And it looks like we have a ward up in this portion of the jungle. I'm not sure who placed that. They may have been Trundle. But now they have some vision to see if Udyr goes for an invade. But he's picking up his golems, and he is about to start his red. And it looks like Trundle's going to switch back and hit up his wolves. And then possibly going to opt for his red instead of taking the golems. In mid lane, looks like Ryze has done a little bit of damage, mostly just last hitting. CS-wise, we got an 8 to 10, so Only a 2 CS difference there. On top lane, CS-wise, we have a 9-12. So it looks like Tryndamere is doing a little better in CS, but unfortunately his sustain is not as good as Warwick's. So we'll probably see Warwick slowly own the lane until at least level 6. On bottom lane, looks like we got a bit of harassing and damage. Caitlyn trying to push that advantage of her increased distance. This thing is really touchy. Sorry. Still getting a little used to his mouse. My sensitivity set a bit lower. So, let's check this out. Let's just do spectator. There we go. Okay, so, and then Trundle just finishing up another Wraith. Oh, we got a gank up on top. Demoniogamas taking damage. He got stunned. Looks like they're going to go for the finish. They're going to get that first blood. Going to that Udyr. Very good gank. Unfortunately, Warwick is a little too far out, and Trundle was on the opposite side of the map. Not much he could do there. Looks like we got some mid fighting, but they're both pretty low in mana, so we'll have to see if Udyr goes for a gank. And bot lane, they're pretty well pushed. Looks like Spaghetti Cash is last hitting off that tower. Udyr is setting up. We will see if they can take on I Snapple You. And Wraiths should just respawn. Got a little bit of last hitting. On top lane, Warwick is back. And Tryndamere has gone back to buy, so Tryndamere picked up his Berserker Boots and a ward, probably a potion or two also. And Udyr's going to just back up, seeing that I Snap You is in a very safe position just last setting. So he's going to continue with his jungle. Trundle. Where's Trundle? Am I just missing him? Oh yeah, he's sitting in that bottom bush. Oh, okay, Tarek's sitting there, Trundle's there. Not sure if they see him. We did see a ping down there, though, so they may have potentially seen him, and I just didn't notice. We do have a trap here, though, and it looks like Udyr is coming down for a gank, so we could have a meetup of Trundle and Udyr. No, it looks like Trundle's just going to go do his golems, and Udyr's going to come for the gank. Trundle's coming back to help reinforce after he sees Udyr run out there. Okay, we got the exhaust on Udyr, and it looks like we got a throw up. And Janna's kind of low, though. Great grab by Ahri. Beautiful charm. Picks up a second kill on Tarek. And it looks like Udyr is switching. Okay, Trundle meeting. Let's see if Ahri coming up to meet. We also have Kate coming up. Kate focusing down that Udyr. Unfortunately, they're splitting off. I think they should be safe. They're all there. Trundle throws up a pillar. Gives some vision on the area. It looks like everyone from Team Spaghetti Cats is going to back off, and unfortunately Ryze is coming down in the river, but he decides to back off also now that they do not have vision, and he did not want to get caught. Looks like Trundle going back to his jungle. Ahri went back. Let's see, what did she purchase? She has another Dorn's Ring, probably a couple more health potions. And it looks like that Udyr picked up his Heart of Gold, also picked up some Magic Resist. Oh, we got some fighting on top. And a ward, and then Janna just picked up her Philosopher's Stone and a ward also, so she'll be doing pretty well on top. Tarek has almost finished his Philosopher's Stone, but did not have enough to buy it, so he does have that Regrowth Pendant, but he will have to wait for that, so he's going to fall a little bit behind there, not to mention Jen also has an assist, so doing pretty well on that one. Looks like Tryndamere is traveling to go put a ward down. And Demoniogamas is doing okay. He's 5. Unfortunately, Tryndamere is 6, so that one death is starting to slow things down. Not to mention, Tryndamere is now at 44 CS, while Warwick is only at 31 CS. So we're seeing if I can do some math, that's like 13 or 14. Yeah, it keeps going. It's like 14 CS difference. We got an Udyr coming up. Unfortunately, lane's pretty well pushed, so I have to see if he goes from the backside to dive at the tower. But Warwick is 6. So this could be pretty dangerous now. It looks like he's going to go and pick up blue. He's pinging Ahri over. Unfortunately, Ryze and Trundle are also doing the same thing on the other side. So while this is good, it's just going to be an even trade unless we have someone come down for their blue. Looks like Tryndamere went down to make sure to help. They weren't sure where Trundle was exactly, but they threw a ward down. So looks like any which way, we'll see if they come for their blue. Udyr is coming through the middle, and they're pushing straight to it, though. Janna has seen them, but they have picked up that for Ryze. Looks like Ryze will go down. Caitlyn and Tarek coming up to defend. And we got a ward on Dragon, so they can see that Ahri and Udyr. And it looks like we got some fighting up on top. Tryndamere doing lots of damage. Warwick has gotten a cloth armor and some boots and some health potions. Probably going to go with a Wriggle's Lantern, I'm going to suspect, being on that top lane. We also have the cloth armor from Tryndamere also, so we should see a Wriggles from him soon. CS-wise, middle lane, we got almost 40 for Ryze, and we got 45 for Ahri, so Ahri pushing ahead just a little bit. Looks like Udyr is picking up that red. Bottom lane CS, though, 47 for Caitlyn and 43 for Sivir, so it looks like that's pretty close, but Sivir's had to hit off the tower a little more since Caitlyn's harass is just so well and so good in that early game. We do have some Berserkers on that Caitlyn, and we also have double Dorans on the Sivir. So Sivir a little more health. Caitlyn has a slightly better attack speed and movement speed. So as long as Sivir plays it pretty safe, she should be good on that tower. She does have a bit more lifesteal because of that also. So we'll have to see how well she does with that one when it comes to trades. Looks like, Janna getting hit pretty hard though. Do we have an ultimate? No. Looks like Sivir is positioned to stop it though. Almost got her though. That was pretty good. Sorry, I just missed that. A gank in middle. Ryze almost took out Ahri, but unfortunately Ahri gets the kill with Udyr's help. So that's another kill for Team Spaghetti Cats. And it looks like on top lane we still have Tryndamere pushing pretty hard. Bottom lane, quite the opposite direction for damage-wise though. Lots of harass from that Kate. Just her distance is so crazy. Udyr coming back. Let's see what he buys. Okay, on that Ryze we got the Tears of Goddess. Udyr has bought a recurve, so it looks like he's going to be going Wit's End, I believe, is what recurve is going to build into. Not too surprising there. He's building kind of tanky. CS-wise, he's at 42, while Trundle is at 48. Trundle himself has built a Vamp Scepter, boots, and armor, so it looks like he will be going for Wriggles as well for the early game. Looks like Tryndamere is running down, but there is a pink ward down there by, I believe, Demonic Runners. So any wards that Tryndamere throws down, he can go down and take out. But unfortunately, his lane's been pretty well pushed all match, so we'll have to see if he can actually answer any of those wards. We got Udyr trying to gank bottom lane, but he was hit by a trap from Caitlyn, so they did know about it. We do have some pings, though. He's going to help probably push up the lane to get a lane gank in from this direction. They're trying to push the lane up, so that way they don't see him come in. I believe he actually did get in there, no problem. So we shouldn't have a problem. So Trundle coming down to do, I believe, the same thing. He's coming up from the top end now. Okay, he hasn't decided which way to go. Tryndamere had gone back and finished Golems on top. And Trundle trying to sneak in there. I don't think Janet's far enough. Okay, so we might have a jump on Janet. There's a lot of damage there. We'll see if she ults. Okay, she's so close. Got a flash from Caitlyn. Trying to finish the damage. Udyr going with the stun though. Looks like Janet gets away. Udyr with a nice save. Sivir with some ultimate. Looks like Tarek also ulted. And then we got Ahri coming down. Oh, we got Warwick on top. Teleports down. I just lost sound. Sorry. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. So, a nice gank by Warwick. Picks up a kill. And yeah, my sound is going in and out. What the hell? I can't hear anything. Well, hopefully it's not affecting you guys. Oh, and Janet does get picked up. Sorry for the kind of slow. I was trying to figure out my sound issue while this fighting was going on. I was trying to make sure I could position so you could see it, though. So it looks like we've got a 2-3 any which way, picking up 2 kills in that bottom with the Warwick teleport. Looks like we got Tryndamere stealing a blue, and that means this blue should be up pretty soon. And it looks like we have a dragon starting at 1255. Fortunately, they're all pretty low health, and there are 3 people there, so they will most likely back up, and that dragon will reset. We got a flash from Ahri, throws out a charm, misses though, even though Trundle is pretty low from taking hits from that dragon. And it looks like they're going to switch out and come in themselves to try to pick up the dragon. Udyr tanking it, doing a lot of damage. We'll have to see if Trundle's going to try to steal. Is he going to flash? No, okay. Caitlyn tries to go for the steal on bottom. Unfortunately, they don't. So first dragon at 13-20 goes to Team Spaghetti Cats. It looks like we have Tryndamere cleaning up some jungle, assisting middle lane while Ryze is pushing that. Warwick's going back to top lane. It looks like Trundle did just finish his Wriggles Lantern. And let's see, who else has finished anything? We have some Merc Treads on that Ahri. For some reason, I keep stopping at the name like I can't remember what it is. And then it looks like we have a Chain Vest. Okay, he went with the Ninja Tabby on Warwick to help with his lane against Tryndamere. And it looks like we also got a Mana Crystal on that Warwick to help with his mana and his sustain from his Q. Bottom lane being pushed pretty hard by Sivir. Caitlyn is here, though, so she'll be able to clean that up. Tarek has just come back down also. It looks like Sivir is going to go back, so I'll have to see what she buys. Caitlyn had gone back, though, and she had bought a BF sword, so I have to see which way she decides to start. That can build into a couple different things. So we could go either Bloodthirst or Infinity Edge, most likely, off of that BF sword. And it looks like Sivir has also gone BF sword, but has also double Doran, so slightly ahead item-wise, even though Caitlyn does have the same assists. I'll have to see what she's sitting on. Okay, she's sitting at around 400, so that, yeah, that's about right. She's 1 Dorans now, so she has a little less health. Sivir's a little more dangerous, but Caitlyn is also a little bit farther money-wise in getting that next big item. That's what she's probably saving for. And it looks like we also have Tryndamere has gone back and also bought his Wriggles Lantern. So he's going to start doing that. And Warwick had gone back and finished up that Glacial Shroud. So he's going to have some nice armor to help continue to sustain his lane and farm up. Looks like he's going to build just kind of tanky. He wants to hold his lane, wants to get as much CS as he possibly can. He's a bit behind, though, being 70 CS against that 127 of Tryndamere. So Tryndamere is building pretty good damage-wise. He's also building a Zeal, so hopefully Warwick will be able to just hold the lane and then use the Suppress to get some really great kills in the mid-game. Looks like we have a little bit of invade from Udyr. Going to pick up those Wraiths. Ahri coming down to help defend, but Trundle and Ryze are on the way. They did have a ward there, so they did see it go down. They picked up the big Wraith, finishing off the little Wraith, going to leave 1 Wraith, but Trundle getting some better vision and some slow off of that pillar. Looks like Ahri goes for a charm. Trundle's going in for it, though. Stun off of Udyr. Looks like we got a Rune Prison on that Udyr. Trundle's almost dead, though. They do pick up the kill on Trundle. Ahri doing tons of damage. Ryze taking damage. They're going to dive him. Yes, okay. And she goes up and picks up the double kill. Very good job by Team Spaghetti Cats. Udyr just doing a great job tanking those turret shots, making sure to get those stuns off, and letting Ahri pick up that double. Looks like Ryze did just pick up some Mercury Treads to try to help him in that lane against Ahri. But unfortunately, Ahri's just doing so much damage. Already finished her Will of the Ancients, so she's already getting tons of Spell Vamp, not to mention her passive. She also gains Spell Vamp, and we have some invade by Tryndamere picking up Wolves. Or did he pick up Wolves? I'm not sure how to do all. Or no. Is it this? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he did pick up the big wolf and one of the little blue ones. Yeah, I'm sorry. Again, I don't know the hotkeys. I'm pretty fail. But we will continue on. Okay, bottom lane. We have CS-wise. Caitlyn is at 114. Sivir is at 111, so she has been maintaining really good CS, even though she had been pushed up against the tower early game. Oh, top tower goes down, though. Sorry, I missed that. Looks like Tryndamere is just punishing that Warwick in that lane. Warwick's not doing super well to sustain. He has picked up some magic resist, though. Probably just more for building towards mid-game. We do have some wards coming out from that Tryndamere, though, and he is at 156 CS, starting to finish up his Phantom Dance. So it looks like they're going for a gank on Ryze from the back. Ryze gets off a Rune Prison. Fortunately, lots of damage going out. Ahri's going to finish, pick up the kill. The Trundle comes in, hits up on Tryndamere. He does ultimate, though. We'll have to see if he gets out. He goes for a flash, and he gets away, but we have Damani Gomez chasing him out of Warwick. But we got Ahri also doing damage. Warwick switches to Ahri, though, to try to get some damage. Udyr coming down to help. Looks like Ahri's going to come up to the Baron and flash over the wall. Should be safe, and everything is good. So a clean pickup, and Tryndamere does survive with that ultimate on that Ryze again. So they're shutting that Ryze down. He's a 1-3. He's at 66 CS compared to Ari, who's at 108. So she is about 32, I'd say. Even though my math is terrible, but like 30-ish CS ahead. So doing really strong. And she just did pick up a third Dorn's ring. 2 zeros, or 2 kills, 0 deaths, and 3 assists. Looks like Ryze is picking up a blue, try to help him in that middle lane to try and catch up against that Ari. Warwick is on top, doing some farm. He is at 89 CS, so he is slightly catching up, but unfortunately that Trudemir is just so far ahead. And it looks like Caitlyn is still continuing to harass with her increased range. That should be about that. I think until around 13 or 14, that's when the range evens out for most of the AD carries. But we do have some really good ganks from that Udyr, so that's been pretty strong on that bottom lane, helping that out. They're both pretty low, though, so I have to see if they can pick anything up here. Top lane, Trudemir still just pushing and pushing that lane down. He has finished his Phantom Dancer, so he will be doing lots of damage, critting tons, attacking super fast, and just being all around super annoying. It looks like Ryze has come down, throwing a ward down to his bottom brush to make sure he's okay, and continuing to see us against that Ari. We do have a lot of pings down here, though. We do have a ward, double ward. Okay, we got Dragon possibly from Udyr. Is he just positioning? Okay, he's checking with oracles for any possible wards to clear it out for the next Dragon that will be coming up soon. He's starting it. And looks like Ari trying to push back that Trundle and make sure Udyr isn't interrupted. But Taric and Caitlyn are coming out. Bottom lane does know about it, though. Okay, so they're going to back up. Unfortunately, Dragon has reset. Oh, they did catch that Jenna in the trap. There should be a lot of damage. She ulties out of it. It looks like she's pretty safe. Udyr and Ari are coming down. Nice trap from Kate again. It looks like Udyr is going to clean up that that ward, though. We do continue to have some pings on areas around the Dragon. It looks like Udyr continuing to clean out those wards to make sure they do not have vision on Dragon, so he can start it and have persistent have it be persistently contested. Also, while all that was happening, looks like Trudemir did take out another tower, so he's been just constantly pushing against that. Sorry, I missed that again. Just a lot of action happening around this Dragon. I'll have to see when it's... Okay, so they are going to start it. Now, Team Any Which Way does know about it, though, but unfortunately I don't think they can do anything. All 5 members are here, and their lanes are pretty well pushed, so looks like they're going to get a free Dragon at 20, 20:59, 21. So we're going to say that one's going to pop up again at around 27-minute mark. And it looks like Caitlyn just did finish her Infinity Edge. Sivir is at half health, and she's sitting on a lot of gold, 2,200. So we should see her go back pretty soon and most likely pick up her Infinity Edge also. That Udyr has gone back. He had finished his Wit's End, and it picks up another Chain Vest, which is mostly going to be to finish his Radowins, so he can get some more tankiness and help a lot more in those stuns and ganks that he's been doing so well all match. Looks like we have some pings to move over to mid lane. Ryze does have that blue, but Ari also has that blue, so CS-wise it hasn't been helping him a whole ton. He's last hitting off his tower as much as he possibly can. 95 CS to 142, so he's gained a little bit, but unfortunately, he still is a little bit behind, and he only has his Tears and a Ruby Crystal to try and help survive those ganks, which have been really effective all game. Udyr continuing to clean out that map, shutting down Any Which Way's vision of their own jungle and of important objectives on the map. Looks like we're going to have a potential gank, but Trundle coming in. Oh, it does go with a pillar to slow him down. Let's see if they... the tower does go down, though, so they are going to have to back up, and that was really good by Team Spaghetti Cats, trying to position well so they could finish that tower and maybe go for a double gank if Ryze and Trundle had tried to defend that tower, but Trundle did back up and did know that they were there. So another good thing about Any Which Way, playing it safe. Unfortunately, they had... Oh, Ryze again getting hit. Tamani Ogomez goes with the... Oh, she does get the kill off. Is she going to go? Oh, she does get away. Trudemir slowing them down. Looks like Warwick's going to have to stop Trundle almost dying. So close. Udyr going for the kill. And it looks like Trudemir does pick that up. So they did pick up a double kill off of there. Ryze being picked up by Ari with that Ignite. Really great moves. Tons of ganks. They're just so strong. And unfortunately, Oh, KO uninterrupted. Yes, finally I saw one. And a good pickup from Kate on Sivir on that bottom lane. So it looks like Kate is doing really well on the bottom lane for any which way, but unfortunately, while they're doing so good on the bottom lane, top and middle has gone to Team Spaghetti Cat, and they are pushing their advantage a lot. And it looks like they did just get that ender tower. Kate was continuing to push, but did back up. Unfortunately, a little too late, though, so that tower has gone down, which has given them free access to the any which way mid inhibitor. But it looks like we are having some positioning from Trinamir to go top. I thought at first maybe they were going to be going Baron, but no, it's just Ari stealing another blue. Looks like we have Udyr coming in, checking for bushes, going to help support. Unfortunately, he gets caught out of position, so it looks like Ari's going to continue to pick up that blue wall. Is Udyr going to get away? He gets away. Trinamir comes down with the assist. 3 people turn around. Ari gets hit. Trinamir's taking a bunch of damage. Ari does go down. Trinamir has ulted, and unfortunately, I don't think he'll be able to get away. No, he gets locked down again. They do pick up the kill on Trinamir. Udyr is still safe, but it looks like he might be a little too far. We'll have to see if they get him. They're going to chase him. No, they back up from the turret. But 2 very good picks for any pickups for any which way, getting those kills. I thought at first Ari was going to get away, but Udyr was going to get away. But then they went for the switch around and weren't sure. He did survive though, but at the loss of 2 teammates. Yeah, sorry. Blah. My words are so much happening. It's so back and forth now, any which way, pushing advantage. It's a bit surprising since they lost, top and mid lane pretty convincingly, but their bottom lane did really well, so they're just pushing an advantage right now, knowing that they had 2 people down. Trinamir did just come up, so they did get that second tower. We will have to see if they go for an inner tower. Looks like they are going to start picking up the jungle, though, for blue, but Udyr is running straight up to try and stop this. It looks like he does throw a ward down to see it. Demonio Gomez with the suppress on the Udyr. Udyr trying to run away, taking a lot of damage. Snapple still trying to pick it up. Udyr just barely escapes a little bit of health. Trundle also just barely escapes. Looks like Kate was almost out of position, but flashed away against that Trinamir. Tarek goes to the stun. Warwick comes in from behind. Trinamir taking some damage. It looks like everyone is safe. Yes, and blue. Where did blue even go? I think Ari picked up blue from that. So, okay, so Caitlyn finished up the blue, so they did get a steal, which was pretty good. So they're evening it up. They're trying to control objectives since they know that they were losing lanes in CS. Unfortunately, it is about a 9K difference gold-wise. So Team Spaghetti Cat's just with tons and tons of money because of that top and middle lane just winning out so well. CS-wise, we have 186 for Caitlyn, 153 for that Sivir. So again, that's the one lane that any which way was winning. But that top lane, we have Warwick at 114 and Trinamir at a staggering 225. I believe that is the highest CS of the match. So he's just doing tons and tons of damage, CSing all over the place, pushing his lane constantly. Has built a BF sword and a pickaxe, so we should see an Infinity Edge from him quite soon. We actually might see it from him really soon. Oh, okay, he's at about 500, so we shouldn't see that anytime in the next few minutes, but he will be farming up. Looks like he's going to be picking up red. We got Tarek on bottom. Unfortunately, he's cleaning that out. Probably should be holding that CS and giving it to someone else, but he is the only one down there, and they want to make sure that they do not lose that bottom turret. We have some positioning and some warding and counter warding from Udyr, and it looks like they're going to pick that one up. And they're pulling it out. Looks like Kate tried to go for the steal, couldn't see. They do have a ward down there. Fortunately, it's a little too far, so they won't see it. And second dragon, or third dragon? Yeah, maybe third dragon. Goes either way. Team Spaghetti Cats, again, picks up the dragon. Great job. Unfortunately, any which way, could not respond. They were there, but they couldn't do anything because their team was a little bit spread out, trying to push that top lane. The Trinamir's been pushing down this entire game. We do have double wards from both teams on Baron, so we'll have to see if a Baron comes up pretty soon. Kill-wise, it's a relatively even match, but Team Spaghetti Cats are getting objectives down really well, so we may potentially see a Baron from them soon. We'll have to see if they decide to go for a Baron after a good team fight, though, which, based off of the amount of kills that are going kind of back and forth, that's what I would suspect. Looks like we had some counter jungling from the other team, trying to troll that Trundle and leaving him at least one CS so they can Have that not respond. Okay, we got some positioning. They cleared up a ward. And it looks like we have Udyr checking top river. Continuing to check wards. They are positioning. They did have a ward there, so they did see them. They are backing up. All Team Spaghetti Cats sitting here. Jenna's a little bit out of position, but she should possibly be joining them soon. We have the pillar from Trundle. It's in a pretty good spot, but unfortunately you don't want to get in too super close quarters. Ryze going in with a stun. I don't believe the ultimate. We do have the silver ultimate. They are chasing down, starting to go for the fight. Caitlyn gets just demolished so quickly. Lots of damage. Tarek about to go down. They are going in for it. Yep, Tarek gets finished by that Tryndamere, doing a lot of damage. It looks like Warwick does get picked up also. Ryze did get away. He had to go to a really, like a different angle. He went like top side and then down. We do have a ping on Blue and a ping on Baron. They did pick up that inhibitor, so it looks like they're going to go do that, and I could possibly even end this game with this Baron push. We'll have to see who picks up that Blue. We do have Ryze and Trundle up, so we can see if they can stop that Baron. Unfortunately, they are cleaning up the CS on that mid lane. And we do have, no, not in that one. So in the next wave, we should have super minions. So they do have a little bit of time to go up and try to stop some of this jungling. No, looks like Ahri did pick that up. And Baron is almost down, so by the time they get up here, no, they're not even going up. They do pick up that Baron at 29 minutes. So, or like 29:41. So we should see that at about 36:41. And some more farming. Okay, so now right now, any which way, they are doing okay in team fights. Like that last team fight was pretty bad, and there was a lot of burst. But I think any which way is still doing okay. I think it was just like a bad engage, and Sivir got a really great ult, and their whole team was right on top of their AD carry, and Kate went down really fast. But trading wise, they were doing okay. So I think if any which way just tries to work on controlling their jungle. I believe this Udyr with this Oracle is really a big problem because he set that Oracle on for almost the entirety of the match, and he's only died once. And that Oracle's been cleaning up their wards, so they're lacking a lot of map awareness because he just keeps coming in and cleaning up all the map awareness that they did have. So we have to get Udyr killed for any which way, and then get. Well, they do have wards, but like maintain those wards, and then wait for Baron to fall off. On Team Spaghetti Cat's side, they're just pushing lanes, getting more CS, pushing to the late game, and having complete map control, except for like this bottom lane, which they haven't pushed. But it looks like they're coming down to push right now. So they're in the safe side where it's not super late game yet, so they can kind of just like push their advantage and go for the money lead, and then just wait for any which way to mess up and get a really great engage. But that's going to change. Eventually money won't matter, so we'll have to see how well they do it. And so far this Baron buff, they haven't actually used it to take much down. Like they took one turret and they're finally taking this bottom lane down, which is good. But they haven't like engaged on a fight or engaged on a, come in the middle or anything like that. But it looks like they are split pushing pretty well, trying to pressure this top, which they do have 3, and then also pressuring this bottom. And minions are coming down in that middle lane. That's starting to get pushed. We do have a super minion wave and another super minion wave coming down, so that's going to start becoming a problem. They're going to have to separate more people on any which way side to clean that up so they do not get their inner towers any kind of damage. Looks like we got 3 on bottom. Unfortunately, it's Sivir's throwing a boomerang, focusing a little bit more on just hitting champions, not really pegging at the tower a little bit, but they're continuing to push. And on that top lane, we do have some pretty good harass. Looks like they are going in for a hit. Okay, we got a backup. Ahri just melting faces so hardcore. That Rabadon's death cap sitting at 477 AP, so she's just doing tons of damage. Looks like Udyr's just pushing down that turret, ignoring any kind of damage being taken. Ahri gets off a really good charm, does a bunch of damage. Looks like she's going to go and try to finish the kill. She kills Warwick. She gets the kill on Caitlyn. Looks like she also gets the triple kill. Very good on a harsh log. So this should be the finishing push on that bottom lane. They also did do a little bit of damage, but then they just switched sides and came into the middle, hitting the inner turrets. Looks like they're Kind of like, okay, now they're focusing the turrets. They're running around trying to push any which way back, and it looks like game 1 goes to Team Spaghetti Cats. We got a GG well played and a GG from any which way. So we will be going into game 2 soon. Very good game by Team Spaghetti Cats. Really great control of map objectives and pushing their lanes really well, winning that mid and top lane. So we will see if they're going to go in game 2. We're not sure if there's going to be any kind of pause, but I'm going to stop the recordings for YouTube.